Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terri Morrow and I'm here with Catherine Haleko. Say hi, Catherine.
Hi, Terri.
Usually on this podcast we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Catherine and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. This week we have 2 episodes of One Day at a Time to talk about and 1 West Wing. But first, the Oscars!
Ooh.
We watched them on Sunday night, and what did you think of the ceremony? I watched most of it. I ate dinner while Jimmy Kimmel was doing his opening number, so I completely missed the jet ski announcement, but it was brought up again enough times during the ceremony.
Yeah, just
that
a few.
I kind of got the gist.
Just a few times.
Cutely done.
The best part of the introduction of it was Helen Mirren presenting it like she was one of the girls on The Price is Right.
Yeah.
So she was a good sport about it. And then she did turn up at the very end.
Right.
Sitting in the jet ski.
Yes.
So
yes.
I did think it was, a nice little let's try positive reinforcement instead of negative reinforcement this time around. And they pretty much didn't play people off. I think there were 1 or 2 cases
towards the end where they did.
The Lopez's, when they won for their song, I think they were about to get cut off, and then he said it was for his late mother, and they quickly backtracked on the let's play the music over his talking. So.
But even then, it wasn't too long. I don't think anybody... Even Frances McDormand, who looked like she was settling in for a long speech, hers wasn't even that long.
Right.
So,
and she talked so fast that she got everything.
I hit the mute button and then I unmuted it just to see, and she was just thanking people and stuff. So
yeah, and then she did the thing where she asked all the women to stand.
That was fine.
But yeah, she was really speeding along.
Yeah,
it was tiring.
I was watching some of the earlier awards, for the sound editing and all that stuff, where I know people always complain, who are these people? Why are they taking up time talking? And I'm like, these guys are spend most of their time in a small dark room working with these incredibly complex things without which the movie would be nowhere near as effective. Let them have their 5 minutes in the spotlight.
Right,
actors
or not even, 2 minutes.
It's actors and actresses are glorified all the dang time. They get their picture taken all the time. Let these people come. You know what my favorite thing of the red carpet was? Did you watch the red carpet at all, or you were dealing with homework at that time?
I was dealing with homework. I did not watch a single
I watched the ABC red carpet, and they were trying all sorts of things. They were doing little rounds of this and that with various actors and actresses, and they were doing all sorts of little cutesy things. My favorite thing was they had the interview with the fish man from The Shape of Water, the guy who's got all the prosthetics on him. Yeah. He was there with his wife, and he just looked so happy to be there. It's they were talking to him about that. I guess he's been in other movies with Guillermo del Toro, and he's always wearing something. And I was looking on his IMDb page, and he was like an alien in Star Trek, and he was an alien in this thing. The guy never has his face showing. So he and his wife were there. They had tux, and she had a nice dress, and it was I'm happy to celebrate these people. I'm glad. Yeah. I think that there was some problem with the guy who was interviewing stars there, or was there to do that for ABC, said something about the talent handlers weren't there, so that the stars were walking by and didn't know if they should stop. And I think probably for that reason, all he could get at that moment was the fish man and his wife. I really dug that. It's this is really a big deal for them. Right. That's awesome. And they don't have any agenda. They're just wow, maybe I'm in is up for something. And I get to come here to the Oscars. Exactly. So it was funny because he's very tall and skinny. And after that, I kept seeing his head looming above the crowd in different shots.
On the red carpet. Too.
On the red carpet, yes. So good for him.
Yeah.
So,
Fishman. Well, and then his movie got a lot of awards, and I did not see it.
No, and you know what? I never read that much about it, But seeing the clip there at the end that the character played by Sally Hawkins is deaf and signing, and I'm thinking they couldn't have gotten a deaf actress to play that part?
I don't think she's actually deaf. I think she is mute.
Okay.
I think that she doesn't speak, and it's unclear exactly what the story is, but I think she actually is hearing.
Yeah, I Googled a little bit in there. I did find some people talking about the fact that it would have been nice to have an actress with a disability playing that part rather than somebody who had to learn how to do it, and very many complicated things about it. But, I don't, I haven't seen it. I didn't realize that about it until just now. So maybe it's been discussed but
and maybe she is deaf. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie either.
But it would have been, and since we're talking about inclusion,
right?
Since that seems to be the theme of the night, you know what? Inclusion goes all sorts of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
How many actors and actresses and creative people with disabilities were nominated? Anybody? Probably some.
Well, there was the short film that was about a deaf girl, right?
Yes, that's right.
And that won. But the people who produced it, who won it, were hearing.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, but at least it's telling a story about.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, I actually enjoyed the ceremony more than I thought I would. It was less. Did not really seem all that political, which was nice. And as I say, I missed Jimmy Kimmel's monologue. Maybe that was, they got it all out of the way there during his speech. Yeah. What did he talk about? Yeah. Was there some of that there?
There was some, but it didn't seem excessive to me.
Yeah.
I mean, there was definitely something, like there was a whole Harvey Weinstein thing.
Yeah.
But there was more like making fun of the whole thing that happened last year with the envelopes, and there was more of that than there was too much political stuff. So, and then later there was the whole bit where they all trekked across the street to the
yes, he did something like that last year too. He brought people over, right?
Right. In that case, they brought people in.
Yeah.
In this case, they went out to the people.
I felt like the payoff of that was very low for the amount of time it took. Mm-hmm. It's like, let's rush these winners off the stage so we can get this 10-minute bit in.
Yeah.
That always bothers me. That was not necessary.
Fun for the people in the theater.
I guess. But I mean, I don't think that the fun translated that well. I could have done without that.
Lin-Manuel Miranda was there with the giant sandwich. So.
Yes, well, always happy to see him involved, but that seems unnecessary. I really wish that they could get away from this having to do a bit like 3/4 of the way through the show, which seems to be a thing now.
A thing that we do now.
Rarely worth the time.
Yeah, and all of the clip montages, I was having a lot of trouble understanding the connective tissue there. I mean, before the actor categories, then they would be all about, moments in acting or moments or whatever.
Moments in acting.
But in general, it was just like, it's the movies, these are all movies. I don't, and they're all.
Well, it's because it was 90 years, Oscar's 90th birthday.
But it's just
movies.
It wasn't enough for me. Like, I wanted a little more connection. Like, let's talk about why were these the ones that you picked? I need a reason.
I always like watching those, so I'm willing to give them a little rope. But I mean, I generally enjoyed watching them. But there were a lot of them, weren't there? And
there were a lot of real estate. And if I felt like there was a reason, why were these clips put with these other clips? That was what I was asking.
Yeah, so. I don't know. It's just celebrating the movies, I guess, in whatever way they wish to do.
That's their usual. And that the thing about that is that's just not different from any other year.
That's true. That's very true.
So.
And let's see, the song numbers. Well, nobody got hit in the head with a flag, so I guess that's an improvement over last year. But they do love their staging, don't they? They do love putting on a spectacle. They did that when they brought out for the song for Coco. They just had a guy and a guitar, and I thought, well, this is different. Unfortunately, the guy wasn't the strongest singer. I guess it was the actor who maybe voiced that role. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it fades back and there's this neon thing coming out. I'm like, okay, all right. You do you, Oscars. That's what you're going to do. Yep. But I thought that the song from The Greatest Showman, which is the one I wanted to win, This Is Me, I thought they did pretty good with that. There was a lot of people there on the stage doing stuff.
And I wanted to know who they were, again, why?
Yeah, because there was like a child there amongst them. And are they like, do they have a story, or are they just a mixed lot of dancers ordered up from Dancer Central? Yeah. We need a variety of dancers in suits.
In many different, shapes and sizes and colors and hair colors.
They need to be able to sing and kind of dance around.
And they get to have Alex Lacamoire play the piano for them.
I was so excited when they did a little shot of Lac there in the back playing the piano. Yay! And I immediately went on Facebook to say yay, and you had already said yay.
And I said, hey, I think that was him. I wasn't 100 because it was so fast.
Him. That was totally him.
But I knew you would.
Plus, I know I think he worked on the album for that, so he has some connection to that. And he did Dear Evan Hansen, which has the same songwriters. So, it would be expected for him to be there, but I didn't know that he was until there he is.
Until you saw
at the
him
piano,
banging away on the keys. Yes.
Yeah. So it was okay. What dresses particularly stood out to you either way? Allison Janney had quite a lot of dress on her. That dress looked complicated. I don't know. It was a little lower cut than seemed comfortable. It looked like it was hanging on with the double-sided tape.
Could have been.
Desperately. And then there was the whole things on the sleeves, and it the way it fitted her, it seemed like the only way she could walk was to kind of slink, which, okay, she can do it. She does an acceptable slink, but still, at the end of the night, I gotta think it's not that comfortable to sit in. And the standout uncomfortable looking dress of the night was actually very simple in shape, but Viola Davis in the fluorescent pink pleather looking dress. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That seems spectacularly ill-advised.
Yeah, that was...
She certainly will stand out in a crowd, and if there was a blackout in the theater, she could direct people out via her, neon dress. But still, and I noticed towards the end they had a shot of her and one of the straps was falling down. I was like, oh, I feel you. That would be me all night. I would be tugging that sucker up because it's going to be sweaty because it's pleather and it's going to slip down your sweaty arm.
Yeah.
Just, talk to your stylist and say, natural fabrics that breathe, please. I didn't realize till she was up there on the stage with the lights on her that it was not just fabric, that it was...
Yeah.
Oh my. Such a...
Something.
Yeah, that's... And Emily Blunt's dress was pretty unfortunate. I don't quite know what that was, but...
Yeah, I didn't get a really
flattering
look
was
at
not.
That one.
Yeah, I only got it when she was presenting with Lin-Manuel Miranda, and it was just some sort of gray netty thing with things crossing it and puffy sleeves, and there's a lot of asymmetrical sleeves, which I don't care for.
The one shoulder thing, or Yeah.
And Zendaya had this thing with the over one shoulder and then one whole long, really, really floppy sleeve.
But I thought she looked cool. I think it was working for her.
She looked cool because she's young and beautiful, but
she's able
it's
to
still
do a lot.
A stupid style.
She can do a lot.
She would have looked pretty, as or more pretty in something much less ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Well, I look forward to reading all about it at Go Fug Yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But here's something interesting about Rita Moreno.
Yes.
That is the same dress she wore in 1962.
Right.
When she won her Oscar, her first Oscar.
Yes. And
so
it's quite a dress.
That's pretty darn cool.
Yes. It's very cool. And she has all sorts of credits from me for being so delightful on One Day at a Time that I will permit her to wear anything she likes and I will not snipe. Not the case with my husband, who made jokes about it the whole time she was on TV. And my friend Jane, hi Jane, who also thought it looked like the dress was wearing her.
I thought it was over accessorized. She had the gloves, she had the head wrap thing, she had the glasses, she had the big necklace,
Yes. I feel like she has earned the right to wear whatever she pleases, and God bless her.
I fully agree. So.
But we were marveling at how good Eva Marie Saint looked. She's... Mm-hmm. My husband made me look up on IMDb how old she is, because she looked so much...
Well, didn't she say she was... Yeah. She was the same age as
That's
Oscar?
Right, a little older, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But, she looks good and seems sharp, and good for her. Yeah. And on the other hand, I was feeling my mortality by looking at Bradley Whitford, who was... We've seen him recently, and he hasn't looked that old, haven't we? He's like gray-haired guy. He's my age. He's younger than me. Mm-hmm. You don't get to look that old, Whitford. You shave and use some hair dye, man. Come on. Holy cow.
I mean, even the silver fox can work, but... No.
I don't know. He just looked like my grandpa. Oh, well. 4 months younger.
For the record, Terri.
I am older than him, and he looks... I'm starting to feel as old as he looks. But the two things that I had rooting interest in both lost. So, yeah. But the Big Sick did get... They got the Independent Spirit Award for Best First Screenplay. Oh, so that's nice. They got something the night before. I don't think they were really expecting it. I looked up today to see if they had any chance at all, and basically the verdict was nah. Mm-hmm. So there was all different ways it could go, but probably not that way.
Probably not that way.
Yeah. So because it got nominated for absolutely nothing else. So
yeah, which is too bad.
I would have liked somebody I was listening to. Was it Pop Culture Happy Hour? Maybe was saying they wished that Ray Romano had gotten a nomination. Mm-hmm. And I would have really liked that because that was a pretty against type performance and he was great. I really enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. So, I thought it was the only movie up for anything that I saw, but I saw Beauty and the Beast did get one nomination somewhere down the line. Costuming or something like that. So that was the only other thing. So,
yeah, I
very
saw
little
that.
investment.
I saw Star Wars that got a couple of, technical type of nominations. And actually, did we talk about this? That I saw one of the best animated feature films, not Coco, but I saw Loving Vincent.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was wild. I can't remember if we talked about it, but it's all made from oil paintings. Yes. And I mean, I enjoyed it. It was an experience, but I haven't seen any of the others, so I can't compare it to The Boss Baby.
Well, if you go to the website for that Loving Vincent, apparently they're selling off the oil paintings they used to make it, so, one could be yours. They didn't say how much they were selling them for, but...
Well, they have quite a few.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a good idea. You might as well.
Right. So, anything else we want to say about the Oscars? Anything else that...
Maybe sometime in the coming years you'll hear us discuss a movie that won something. Oh, I think
we need to give special recognition to Whoopi Goldberg's dress.
I missed it.
You missed it? Oh, you must. Well, you'll enjoy it when you see it with the Fug Girls. Because there was quite a lot to comment on with that thing. It made me think of the old Carol Burnett sketch where she takes the curtains down and makes a dress out of them. dress looked like a bedspread, I think. Like a big, king-size bed chenille. No, not chenille. The sort of the nylon-y with the flower print.
Oh, yeah.
Quilting. That's what her dress looked like to me. So I don't know what was up there, but not anything good. Well, since we've spoken of Rita Moreno and whatever dress she wants to wear because she's so good in One Day at a Time, let's talk about One Day at a Time.
All right, let's.
This week we watched episodes 7 and 8 of season 1, Hold Please and One Lie at a Time. What did you think about these, Catherine?
Well, I thought that the One Lie at a Time one was very, like, classic sitcom-y. And it was doing less with the whole, like, let's talk about an issue and...
Oh, thank goodness.
You're right. So I enjoyed that more, I think, than some of these, like, issue-heavy ones that we've done. This was just like, this one's lying to that one, this one's lying to that one, this one's sneaking out of the house, and, you know. So it was funnier, I guess, than usual.
Yes. And actually, the first one, the other one, Hold Please, was also, I mean, there was a little bit at the end of yelling at the lady at the VA, but mostly it was just a lot going on. And, you know, everybody has had that experience of being on hold and then not getting the person you want.
And it was very cute how, like, the entire household, Alvarez, 2, 2, 3, 4. That's right. Everyone was ready. Everyone was going to jump in there if needed.
And you know what? I've never licked the inside of a Cheetos bag, but now, next time I have one, I'm gonna. It never occurred to me that that's the way to get all that delicious carcinogenic orange dust. That is so tasty. But, so I enjoyed both of them because they were less issue of the week.
Yes.
I appreciated it. And the One Lie at a Time also had very amusing use of Stephen Tobolowsky, which I approve of.
Dr. Berkowitz was...
Yes, he was very funny, and just some of his answers to things were delightful. He's thinking on his feet very well.
And... now I'm going to forget what he said about going to church. Like, I like to cover my base.
I hedge my bets.
Yes.
Something like that. So, yeah, he was very funny throughout, but in a very sincere way that seemed true to the character.
Right. And no annoying coworkers. Just him.
Yes, just him. I support this.
Right.
And I enjoyed the little, the support group and stuff, and Mackenzie Phillips doing her, little return to the territory.
Yes.
I had to call my daughter in and say, see her? She was the Elena of the first one.
Right.
But, Julie Cooper.
Yeah.
But,
so there was some...
That was fun.
And for, you know, lots of great Rita Moreno material, you know. I mean, for her to... The lie that she happens to have told was that she had a stroke and she didn't tell anyone. Like... kind of a big deal. So
yeah, it was very entertaining. I enjoyed both of them on my big computer screen across the room, just like it's on TV. And they just melted one into the next, as things on Netflix do.
Yeah, I think the one that I was thinking of when I said, like, I liked the Lie one better because it was less issue focused. I accidentally watched Season 2, Episode 1, and that one was like sledgehammer with the issue. So
I prefer the non-sledgehammery ones, please.
Yeah, when we get to that one, you might want to wear a helmet because, oh boy.
I'm a simple person. I just want to settle down in front of my entertainment and let it roll over me like a gentle wave.
Yeah.
And not, an angry sea. So that is perhaps my weakness, but these were just nice, solid, old school, funny sitcom episodes with misunderstandings, or not even misunderstandings really, just everybody having their own agenda. And the scene at the end where everybody comes in room back into the apartment in turn, overhearing a little bit of the previous conversation. That was very good. And just a very reliable sitcom bit.
And they brought back the character who was the car dealer.
Yes,
and I like her. Yeah, that was good.
Yes, she was in both of them, right? Yeah, because she was at the street fair in the first one. She's the one who brought in the noisy sword. So, yeah, I like her. I approve of that change, and I liked the women in the support group, and that seemed like a promising thing. Thumbs up to these 2 episodes. Enjoyed them very much. And then moving on to something I did not enjoy so much, let's talk about The West Wing, the California 47th. A few really amusing scenes, like, as they mentioned on the podcast, I did very much love Toby trying to tell Andy that she shouldn't be on the plane, and just getting himself deeper and deeper. Until he finally calls her a minivan, and she looks around and goes, oh, he's mine, girls. Back off. But the rest, it was one that was hard for me to watch, that I kept thinking, I could fast forward this, right? I've seen this before. I don't have to watch just the constant everything happening that is bad for Sam's campaign on the one hand, and then the obvious fact that things in Kundu are not going to go as well as it initially appeared, and just the doom of waiting for bad things to happen with that, and the whole thing about the genocide, and it's just, really not hard to watch, I felt. So I had a little trouble with this one. But you've seen it the first time. So what did you think? The West Wing Weekly podcast, they seem to both like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I found that it definitely had some very funny parts and some silly parts. Toby and Charlie getting arrested for defending the people in their lives in a bar fight was yes. Although they didn't give you the fight, they just gave you the lead up and then the aftermath. So it's a choice, that they make sometimes, and I'm not sure it's the right choice. So
yeah, maybe it wasn't as funny if you actually saw it. Maybe they felt hearing about it was funnier, but I would just have preferred it not to happen at all.
Period. Yes.
But poor Sam.
Yeah, and now they've left us on this cliffhanger of what will happen to Sam. Although I guess we're meant to believe that it's a very long shot, but so it was with Horton Wilder. Was that his name? The guy who...
Horton Wilde. The dead guy. Yeah, although people can vote for a dead guy because they know there'll be another election after that.
Right, that is true.
So that lets people vote as a protest vote without it actually having any repercussions. So I don't know. I wish that, in real life, honestly, Will Bailey should have stayed there and managed his campaign again, exhausted as he was. But they need somebody in that thing on the show, and so he had to be in the White House. But still, Sam's kind of doomed.
And along with the podcast hosts, I was kind of weirded out by the whole Will Bailey gives all the interns of Jersey and a number. Let's try a little
you needed
harder.
To learn their last initial, because you have to have some way to distinguish between the three Laurens. You can't just yell out, was it Lauren? Yeah, you can't just yell out Lauren and then all three of them say yes. So for that point of view, the numbers are useful. But yes, finding out their last initials.
I mean, they're already interns. They're already getting no respect. Let's give them a name, not a number.
Yeah, but he's in a difficult situation too. I give him a pass. I gotta feel bad for him that the whole staff quit. Though they seem to have a particularly jerky speech writing staff. Did Toby just Sam is good, he's the only one he's going to deal with?
We've never seen any of them.
Everybody
before.
Else is awful. Well, we did when they were harassing Ainsley.
Yeah.
Those were guys on the speechwriting staff.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So that's the only... We've never heard anything good about anybody on the speechwriting staff. It's always them doing horrible, stupid, jerky things. So all speechwriters are nasty except for these three that we love. Oh, that's not speaking well of the profession. Why were they there in the first place if everybody
they hate their jobs and everyone around them, I mean, this is the way government jobs, political jobs work. Like, there's turnover, you have to deal with whoever is there. Like, you don't get to...
Right. I guess they felt one of them should have been promoted, but...
Right.
If they're all jerks, you know.
Hey.
If your dedication to the Bartlett White House is such that if somebody else gets a job, you quit, then why would we want to put you in charge?
Yes, exactly.
So, Will did not ask for it. But, anyway, so,
Yeah.
CJ had some good lines. She was amusing, but...
And Andy.
Yeah. Quite a lot of it. And Andy. I always enjoy seeing Andy, and she was very funny and then annoyed with the people in the hotel, I guess, was that? Or in the bar? I think
so.
Wherever it was hotel
they were.
Yeah.
I didn't fully grasp...
Jean-Paul wasn't there. He could have made some cracks, too.
I didn't fully grasp what she was doing there. I mean, it's not like she's from California. She represents Maryland.
Yeah. Maryland!
So, how is she going to be helpful to Sam? It's just, they're friends, I guess.
They're friends, I guess. You know, but yeah, she's, got her little controversial situation there. So, again, they might think, maybe not so helpful. Maybe you don't want to be the one. But, yeah. It was an episode. And now who knows when we're getting to the next one. Because we have foolishly tied our rewatch to the West Wing Weekly podcast, which most times is a very enjoyable and fun thing to do, but occasionally they just decide to take time off, and then we're left hanging. So it seems as though, based on what they said in the last West Wing Weekly podcast, that there will not be a new episode next week, or for the foreseeable future. They mentioned that they are taking a break. They did not say specifically when, but when they ended it, they referred to the next episode as opposed to next week. So we are thinking that there will not be an opportunity to talk about the next episode, which is Red Haven's on Fire, which is sort of a part 2 of this one, but never mind.
I know, I'm curious. I'm going to want to watch it.
Well, you could. You just have to remember it a month from now or whenever we get back to it. So for our listeners, we are thinking that we will not watch Red Haven on Fire for next week. If indeed the West Wing Weekly podcast does do it, we will do it the following week, because eventually they're going to be taking weeks off and we will get caught up. So just because we don't run our lives on their schedule, we decide what we want to watch. So we're not going to watch it because they might not. So we will think of something entertaining to talk about in place of that. And also we will be watching the next 2 episodes of season 1 of One Day at a Time, which are Viva Cuba and Sex Talk. Mm-hmm. And we are going to return to our challenge round, which we did not do this week because Oscars. Mm-hmm. So what are you challenging me to watch for next week, Catherine?
I am challenging you to a movie from 2016, so pretty recent. It is called Sing Street, and it's an Irish movie, I believe. It came out, it was made and first came out in Ireland, and it's set in Dublin in the 1980s, and it's a teenage boy, I think he's 15, who starts up a band. And so it's, your coming of age kind of story. Right. But it's nice. It's got a lot of commentary about all different kinds of relationships, not just the girl he's trying to catch by starting the band, but many other relationships in his life. So,
all right, it must have come out right about the same time as another movie I saw, maybe Moana, because I know I've seen previews for it.
Okay,
I feel like I saw an extended preview of it, but never the actual movie, and it seemed like it would be enjoyable. So I am looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, it is on Netflix. That's where I discovered it. So you can easily access it there.
All right. And that will be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so that you won't miss any of our episodes, including our daily speed rounds and weekly group chats. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, Terri.
Goodbye, everybody.